It could be a spiritual mentor. It could be a healer. It could be a doctor. It could be a teacher. It could be just anybody, just like you and me, who could share the space with us on the International Fab Talks. Fab Talks is all about understanding life, understanding the way life is, predictable sometimes, unpredictable sometimes. And when it is unpredictable, you have a lot of challenges in front of you and you have to face it head on. We have a wonderful celebrity who's going to share his journey with us, heal us in the right way, show us the right path as to how he healed himself and how he's enabling others through his workshops and various sessions that he holds, how to heal the inner self, how to heal our hearts, how to be the best version of ourselves. CHIRON Yeng, he's joining us all the way from Malaysia. He has taken out some time here for us on special request, because when people begin to share their life journey with us, they're ready to share the space with us and share their story with us and the work that they do. Don't you think it's really great that we all should learn something from them and pass it on to others? Join us now to have a wonderful time with our celebrity and guest. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Hello, thank you for welcoming here, inviting me here. I am so excited to be able to share anything that I can help, the world and people to move through whatever they're going through. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. You come across as a very humble person. You have a very soft voice, and you're very having positive vibes around you. When people connect with you, they really feel good in your presence. As far as I can feel the positivity from you. Thank you so much for being on our show. I'd like to go ahead and share your profile and we begin the session.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So friends, I'd like to go ahead and share Sir's profile. Let's begin the journey by understanding as to what Sir has been doing all these years and till date, how is he taking the journey forward? As I earlier mentioned, he's joining us all the way from Malaysia. He's none other than CHIRON Yeng. He is an international spiritual healer, and he focuses on the inner self and wants you to connect with yourself and heal yourself first and then the world. He is a spiritual mentor, as I mentioned earlier. He is also an evolutionary astrologer. He's also one of the best authors, he's very famous with the various books he's written, and he is one of the most, best-selling authors on Amazon. To put it right, he's one of the best-selling authors on Amazon. And he's also a TEDx speaker, and today he's on the Fab Talks. That's really great. He specializes in heart-centered leadership. Now, I want to know personally, what is this heart-centered leadership? I want to learn it. Like me, I think several of you too would love to learn what is the meaning of heart-centered leadership. We've heard leadership of different kinds. Now let's find out. This is the first time I'm hearing this heart-centered leadership. So it's something unique for all of us to learn. Let's get started with the session. Before we start, one more sentence I'd like to add to Sir's profile is he is the creator of HeartQuest, a heart-centered leadership program. And we are going to have a wonderful time as to how he began this journey connected to the heart and as well as to the entire world. This heart-centered leadership, it's something very unique. I think the journey begins all within what I understand. So friends, join us now to have a wonderful time. It's a learning experience. Let's draw a lot of wisdom from our celebrity today. How would you like to define yourself? Who is the real person? Or maybe who is the real you?
I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And there's none better way than to share myself, than to tell my story and how all of this began and how I've walked and stepped into this journey that the universe have guided me and shown me the secrets of the world and the mysteries of everything. So when I was 5 years old, yeah, I was diagnosed with autoimmune skin problem with eczema, and it started as harmless rashes until I went to see doctors after doctors, dermatologists and specialists after that, one after another. Then there was one experience where a doctor have said, your case, your situation, you have to be medicated your whole life. So my parents and I, of course, we were in the dark. So we believed what the doctor has said. We listened to every single thing. And 10 years later, I am still in the same situation, if not worse. And I can't help but to ask myself that question of is this the path to healing? Is this the path that what the doctor really said? I have to be medicated my whole life. And, something inside of me, you could say it's my soul or my intuitive guidance said that, hey, maybe I have to stop this. Looks like I was bedridden. I looked like a burnt patient. And basically it was so itchy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't shower. I couldn't really walk. And my parents have to take care of me. So I have to really, really leave school because of that. So it was actually a traumatic experience, but it became a turning point in my life to search for an understanding of deeper healing and why, you know, I wasn't healing despite following doctor's orders. All right. So I did all the physical practices of like dieting, shifting my lifestyle, reducing stress. And I did my best even to, avoid the food that actually triggered the rashes. I kept my space clean and, I tried to do everything natural. But then again, my skin did not heal. Again, it's a sign from the universe. It's like you need to explore more and you need to discover more. And that led me into a deep understanding of, okay, perhaps I need to look at this from a psychological point of view. All right. And if it's not a psychological point of view, maybe I need to look at it from a spiritual point of view. And it was just an intuition that led me from one thing to another. And, little did I know my healing journey became a spiritual journey. And that uncovered a lot of things that I've realized that has been out of alignment in the world. Things that I thought to be true were actually, motivated by a different cause, which led me to a sign where my well-being or my disease is actually a message of dysfunction that has been living from the relationship point of view, from the educational point of view, from the healthcare point of view, to even to our food system, our water system. And it all boils down to one thing. There's a disconnection between ourself and nature as it is. We forgot who we are as human beings and why are we here in the world. And really understanding that, I found that, wow, actually, going back to nature and really understand, how nature works, when you just leave it alone, it will heal by itself. The core element to nature is that it always lives as who he or she is. The plant will become a plant. The mango tree will become a mango tree. But as humans, we try to be something we are not. We try to be a doctor. We try to be an accountant. We try to be, everything that the society or parents tell us to do. And that led us to a huge repression of the soul or the self. And we are not living from our hearts anymore. Instead, we live from our mind, from our head of what we think should be or what is right or wrong. And we get stuck there. And that led to a lot of diseases in the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chiron. Thank you very much. That was really kind of you to share your personal journey with us. And as you've said, like most of us think from here, do most of the things from here, but actually we have to work on from within, that is from our heart. Like, they always say your heart is on the right side and it is always right. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. No, it's on the left side, but it is always right.
Yeah.
Yes, your heart is on the left side, but it is
On the
always
left.
right. So listen to your heart. That's what they say. So I'd like to know now, how did you begin this heart-centered leadership? Now, that is something unique, right? Once you've understood your journey, that yes, I have to move from all different zones to the psychological zone, and then to the spiritual zone to understand that nature is the best healer. Now, how would you like to tell us something about this unique program which you've started, HeartQuest and Heart-Centered Leadership? Over to you.
Yep. So there are many ancient wisdom that talks a lot about the heart. Many in the religion, they point to love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. It's a big theme across all tradition. It doesn't matter which tradition is, but it's teaching us humans how to love in the world. To me, when I think about love, love is not just that thing we see on the screen. It's romantic and then that's it, right? That's the definition of love that we think we know. Or we go to unconditional love, which is like charity work, being religiously, doing the practices and loving God. So we have already compartmentalized and minimized our definition of love. And HeartQuest, learning the wisdom of the heart, the intelligence of the heart began for me when I realized the science and technology today is catching up to the ancient wisdom. So there's an institute called HeartMath, and they research about the heart and, saying that the heart is more than just a pump, right? It's more than just circulating pump. But in fact, the pump has a network of neurons that is always talking to the brain. In fact, the heart talks more to the brain than the brain talks to the heart. It's very interesting that we have all these neural network that were there, but it wasn't found out. And another fun fact is that, the heart is 100,000 times stronger electrically and 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. So, in the ancient tradition, we call it our aura, our energy field, our prana. All of this is actually coming from the space of our heart. So I understand this, when I go out to nature. And then another part of my journey is I went to South Africa and I went to this place called Timbavati, where I partake a program called Lion-Hearted Leadership. Now that's very interesting too. Well, leadership and lion, what is the connection between leadership and lion? Why do we call the lions the king of the jungle? And why the kings of the past in history is always exemplifying themselves as lions, right? As courageous as the lion or as strong and as brave as a lion. There's a reason to this. So when I was there, I used to think that the relationship between prey and predator is just that because I'm stronger than you, so I have the right to eat you, right? That's usually our mindset. If I'm stronger and I'm more competitive, then I get to be the king. But what I realized when I was there is that the prey and the predator is in the dance, in the beautiful relationship with each other to create the harmony in nature, to train the ecosystem so that the circle of life can thrive. The predator doesn't eat everything and anything it likes. It chooses, right? If you have too much prey, then the grass could not grow, and then basically the ecosystem doesn't thrive. So predator is there to control the population of the prey. This is an environmental science study, so that everything is in the right balance, right? Have you watched Lion King? Right?
Yes.
Lion King, right? When Scar, the not rightful leader, is leading, then everything is barren, everything is just like dead, right? But when Simba comes back and rule the space from a place of leadership, from a place of love, from a place of heart, then everything in the ecosystem start to thrive again. Now, there's a term for this in a scientific term. It's called trophic cascading, right? And it's such a beautiful term because miracles can happen when the rightful leader leads the environment. It's so beautiful to a point where I have found out another research where wolves is reintroduced to Yellowstone. When Yellowstone at that time, I forgot which year it is, was a barren land, a dried up land, basically a land that is not thriving. There's no river flowing. When the wolves returned, months, years, and in a very short time, I think it was 3 to 5 years, the entire ecosystem starts to bloom. The diversity of species starts to bloom. And the river and the valleys start to shift and change in such beautiful ways that it started to regenerate in such a powerful way. To me, the right idea came in for me. Can I create trophic cascading in my body? Remember, like I had no solution for my disease because, no matter what I try, no matter what modality, traditional, allopathic, conventional, alternative, traditional, modern, I tried it all. If I've started to name down all the different therapies I've tried, I'll say more than 50, right? And I did not heal until I've discovered that, wow, what if I can go back and turn back into my heart and create the leadership from my heart to lead my life with love, courageously, embracing my authenticity, shift and heal my trauma, and then truly receive the healing force back to my life. And that exactly happened to me during COVID. So this personal experience of like forgiveness and really opening my heart to the universe and to my relationship, even to the doctors and the people who weren't able to heal me because, I was so angry at them at that time because they couldn't help me. But realizing that I can forgive even the people who have harmed me open up healing for me. And when I saw that, when I experienced that, I realized I have created trophic cascading in my body, which led me to think that, you know what, to heal, we need to lead. We cannot play the victim card. We cannot be the victim mindset anymore. We need to step in and step up, even when the external circumstances and condition is not showing us how to be that way, right? We often wait for things to be happy. We often wait for things so that, I can finally be free, right? But I was thinking to myself at that moment when I realized that calling of leading from my heart, I was like, no, no, no. I have to live my life happily, with gratitude, with freedom, expressing myself, not afraid of what people are going to say and judge me. Then the healing comes. So I've experienced that for myself, and I realized that so many people need to hear this. So many people need to hear the science, the spiritual side of things, and of course, the technology. How do we do this? So HeartQuest, this program that I created, is mixture of science, spirituality, and the inner technology and practices that we can take home within ourselves and apply it into our life, so that when we become the leader of our lives, everybody will heal with us, and we create a trophic cascading, not just within ourselves, not just within our family, not just within our relationships, but the entire community. So I do see and have a vision and a mission in the world right now to heal the leaders so that they can step up in the world and take their rightful place, just like Simba, share their gifts and create a ripple effect of love and healing.
Excellent, excellent, Mr. Chiron. It's really so impressive the way you shared that, It's made me so much engrossed with what you were sharing. And it's very true. Whatever you've shared is so true. And you said, don't play the victim card. It's better to lead from your heart and forgive the people who have hurt you. Only then you will heal. I think that is a big message for all of us. Forgive the people who have hurt you, and then you begin to heal yourself and you begin to feel good. As you said, you were angry with the doctors and with other people who tried to help you but couldn't do anything, much from their side. So then you let go of that anger and you began the inner journey of understanding yourself and, accepting things the way they are, forgiving people who have not been productive to you in your life. And that's really nice. It's really very, very nice. Hats off to you for this beautiful journey, which you shared with us now. That's really nice. And I would love all the youngsters who are undergoing depression for one reason or the other. It could be, it could be your family situation, or it could be the financial situation. It could be a personal relationship problem, which you're facing, my dear friends. At present, this is for the youth, which I am saying. You can also begin to heal yourself by following the style, what you have just explained. What HeartQuest is focusing on, this beautiful vision and mission to make you understand that you could heal yourself from within. That's wonderful. That's really nice. And I would love most of the people across the world, across the globe to connect with you if they have something to complain, or they are always playing the victim card, because I have seen several youngsters playing the victim card time and again, like having self-pity and feeling bad that so-and-so person has hurt them or damaged them or spoken harshly to them. I think they could learn from you a lot. That's wonderful, sir. Now, how do they get connected with you if they would love to attend your session and they would like to be a part of your journey and transform themselves? How do they connect with Mr. Kairon?
Yeah, the best way you can connect with me is through Instagram, right? And my Instagram handle, the account is at Chiron Yang, CHIRONYENG. Right, that's the best way, where because I do share valuable content there, insights, where I share some tips and mindset. There's so much that we can do, of course, through looking at the content, through information. And then another thing that I'm committed to do is that every month I provide masterclass for people for free, right? So that people can come in and receive some understanding of what heart-centered leadership is all about, and how they can completely reclaim their power and completely transform their lives. But that being said, I want to emphasize something that is very, very real in the current situation of our society these days. And it doesn't matter which country you're in, because we live right now in the social media world, in the informational world. In fact, we are overloaded with information so much that we don't even know which one is right and which one is wrong. And more of the calling, this is why we need to go back to our heart, because we need to know which is right for us and which is not for us. I'm not for everybody. Right? No one is for everybody. But the thing is that I want to emphasize here, the healing and the medicine is within you and not on me. And what I want to call, as a form of call to action, is that people need to start putting the idea or the head of transformation, not just information. And what is transformation? Transformation means taking what you see on social media as the information is amazing and apply it in your life. Don't wait. Take risks, because you only have one life. We only have one life. We don't have time to complain. We don't have time to self-pity. But I do I am compassionate to that, because we all know what we know, the best way we know how at any given moment. And sometimes we need help. I didn't get here by myself, right? I got here with connecting with people, investing in mentorship, asking for help, support, reading books, and then I apply it in my life and see if it works. Because if we are just using our head all the time and think that when we gather a bunch of information and we think we did it, I think that is a misconception there. So definitely, I feel like, very, very passionate about, asking people to, hey, you know what? You got the answer. Why not just start applying your life? Start something small. It doesn't have to be big. Start saying thank you. Start saying, I love you to people that you're close to. Be appreciative of every little single moment in your life. I think that's a very simple thing that we can do right away and make a big shift right away.
Brilliant, brilliant. I really love this. And I really appreciate the way you've shared that, having a lot of gratitude and enjoying all the small moments in life is really something that one should look out for, not for the big things, but for the small things. As you've said, begin the journey, taking the first step. It could be as small as, it could be just the start. Don't wait for it to, what you could say, have it in a very big way. Start small and then you will reach in the right place. You've also thanked all your mentors. You also thanked the people who have been a part of your journey and transformation. That's really nice. So having gratitude, being thankful, saying sorry, saying I love you to the people who are, connected with you in your life or concerned in your life. That's really great, sir. You're also an evolutionary astrologer. What is the astrologer? I know. Now, evolutionary astrologer, that is something is new to me. If you could share that as well.
Yes, evolutionary astrology is a very modern form of astrology. And the reason why I even got to astrology is because I was curious to know how I got sick in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And astrology is such a beautiful tool, because it shows the map to our subconscious mind, to our conditioning, to the things that we can't see. And when we can see those things, we can change it. It creates awareness. So I'm not too much into like predicting what's going to happen next. I'm more concerned about what can we learn from the soul? What can we learn from the conditioning? And can we live from a place of purpose, right? So evolutionary astrology is a modern astrology that is Western, of course, and it looks into the world from a perspective that the soul comes here with specific lessons and karma and things that we need to work on. And it's on this ongoing journey coming into Earth School to learn the lessons so that we can move on and grow and become an adult version of our soul. See, not all souls, even though their age are a certain way, not all souls are adult. Some are younger and still trying to figure out what it means to be on planet Earth. So evolutionary astrology, opens up the door of exploring why are you here? Why did certain set of circumstances happen to you? And it's usually not here to victimize you. It's usually here to show you as a message of what it means to live a higher purpose, to follow your soul, to follow your heart. And it's such a blessing for me to encounter this because it's one of the first things that I've encountered. Before I'm a spiritual mentor, before I was doing the coaching and the heart-centered leadership work, all I got was astrology. I started giving readings when I was 24, 25, and I'm 34. So it has been 10 years doing readings for people, but I learned it since the age of 21. So it was a curiosity of really understanding also spiritual laws, natural laws, rather than man-made laws that is kind of confusing. So astrology, an evolutionary astrology shows us that we have a consciousness that we need to evolve, and life is about evolution. It's about change. And to understand that the pain, the fear, and the stress that we experience is not permanent, number one. Number two, it's catalyst, right, to enhance our growth, to become more mature and enlightened human beings on the world.
Excellent. That's so nice. The way you speak, it's really so well. You speak so well. You have gained such a lot of wisdom at this young age. All of that I could say. At your age, I just was, dumb. I didn't know much of the world. I just went with the flow. I didn't have that type of knowledge and wisdom that you have today. So hats off to you. And I would love all the youngsters out there to have this type of thought process of understanding yourself, your purpose on this earth, and how you could, contribute in the right way to the universe. That's excellent. You're also a wonderful author, a well-established author and one of the best sellers on Amazon as well. So when did the writing journey begin? If you could share that.
The writing journey began about 5, 6 years ago, where I thought, I want to document my healing journey because I knew I was going through a very, very unique journey. And I was thinking ahead, again, I am a very old soul who has kind of very peculiar thinking at a very young age. In the 20s, I'm thinking about what would my children think of me when I have children? I don't have children yet, by the way. What would they want to know more about me? So I wanted to leave behind a totem or like a memorialized journey for them to see and understand their father, not just as a father figure, but to see me as a human being going through a very set of specific journey in his life and how he made a breakthrough, right? So I wrote a memoir, and it's a personal story of how I healed something that was impossible, something that was told, I was told that it's no one is able to heal from this, but here I am today, not just healing from it, but also completely, you know, resolve the issue so that it's not a problem in my life anymore. And the writing journey also helped me to see that, there are other people like me in the world suffering and struggling and in the dark and don't know how to walk out of it. So I want to share and write a book where I could really just share my humanity vulnerably, just to show that you don't have to be someone special to heal. You don't have to be someone special to contribute to the world. In fact, you just have to be courageously and ordinarily who you are. And when you just embrace the authenticity of your humanity and share that and just take one step at a time, trusting the universe is going to get you to where you need to be, then you live a life of wonder and ordinary magic. And that's basically the title of the book. And eventually, you come home to yourself through a beautiful being. The universe sees you as a beautiful being, but why don't we see ourselves that way? From the eyes of the universe, we are all beautiful people, but we have forgotten that we are these divine beings, that we are the miracles of life. So my book is to share that there's all this wonder that's happening all around us. It's so ordinary that we just don't see it. It's like a fish in the water, doesn't know there's a water there. But miracles are happening all of the time. It's all around us. We just need to open our eyes to see. And one of the core messages in the book is that I'm not broken. The world is not broken. It is what it should be. It's just that our perception and understanding of the world is broken. And we can shift that perception. A whole new world starts to be shown to you. And that's what I want to share in that book.
Excellent. That's really nice. I mean, you're educating me in the right way. I'm getting a lot of inputs for my personal life, and as well as I'm sure our friends and guests, everyone out there will definitely accept what I'm trying to say. Like the way you're explaining things makes us understand that let us be in our own, unique way, contribute to the universe. We need not be very famous. Let's live an ordinary life, but at the same time, be contributors to the universe. Let's work together. As you've mentioned, life is like change, it's evolution. So learn to go on with that. That's excellent. That's really awesome. How many books have you written till date?
I only have written one book, so that's the only book that I've launched, and it's on Amazon. So anybody who has access to Amazon can get the book.
Do you intend to write books in future as well?
Yes, I have two in mind already in the back end of my creative engine. One of them will be, of course, talking about HeartQuest and heart-centered leadership. That is yet to be out while I'm still preparing and, bringing all my materials together.
That's really interesting, Mr. Chiron. How did your family react when they saw the transformation in you? What was their reaction?
Wow. You know, my family doesn't understand what has happened to me and what has happened in between when I was healing. And right now, they're just glad and proud and happy for me that I'm able to move out or move through the darkness, which is really a dark part of my life, from the entire teenage years all the way to my 20s, and they were just glad. And there's this so much relief. And what I really see is that when I take responsibility of my life and really heal and transform my life, I lift the burden off my parents needing to worry about me. And I think that is one of the biggest contribution I felt that I have contributed to my parents, because they are in the dark at that time and they didn't know how to deal with my situation. So we all learned so much from this. And me stepping into spirituality and healing, and have shifted their lifestyle in so many ways.
That's beautiful. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Do you have siblings?
Yes, I do. I'm the
How-
youngest.
You're the
Uh,
youngest. How
I'm
many
the young.
siblings you have?
I have two other siblings. There's three of us. I'm the youngest. Yeah.
Brothers or sisters?
One brother, one sister.
Oh, that's great. How is your bonding with them? Are they supportive?
They are supportive in many different sense, but I'm not that close to them. All right. Maybe because I have a very unique, experience in my life, and there's an age gap. So there is definitely a gap between us, but otherwise we are very supportive of each other, hoping and supporting each other's journey.
That's really wonderful. Have you been traveling across the world and trying to spread your message? Because see, you come across as a person who could transform the world in the right way. There are several people who'd love to listen to you. You have a lot of wisdom, and you know how you're sharing all these things, in the right way to enlighten people. What I call it as enlightenment. You've been enlightened at this young age, so you could share that light with others as well. Now, have you been traveling across the world, or is it only online sessions that you take?
I have been traveling a lot since when I was a kid. My traveling started when I was trying to find for healing teachers and mentors and practitioners. So I'm pretty quite traveled, but in terms of sharing my voice and my stories and my wisdom that I've carried, most of them is done online, right? But I did have a book launch that I did earlier this year in the US. So I spent a lot of time in the US. Right now, I'm also proactively reaching out to any communities in the world, whether it's India, Singapore, Australia, anywhere. If you call me and you want me to have a sharing or a speaking, yeah, call me in. I would love to go there and visit and connect with the community. And I love traveling, right? So definitely is something that I am looking to do more of. But otherwise, most of what I'm sharing right now is definitely online.
That's really great. That's really great. Now, if you also offer a free master class, I guess, right?
Yes, I do that every month. Yeah.
I mean, which date? Is there a specific date or a day or something?
I have one next week on September 25th at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Malaysian time. I think if I were to convert that to your time, it's around 5:30. Is it? Yeah, 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's
yeah, I
really,
could definitely share that link with you, and then you could share with your community. That would be great.
yes, dear. Yes, dear. Mr. Chiron, that's really nice. Friends, if you'd love to connect with Mr. Chiron and get yourself healed or understand what life is all about, you could connect with him and join this masterclass where you could try to see that do you fit in? Or do you want a transformation? Do you want to think from your heart, or do you want to think from here, your brain, your head? You want to use your head. When you use your head, that's the time you have a lot of pain and suffering. I think you have to let go, forgive everything or everybody who has hurt you, and heal from within. Start from your heart. One thing I'd like to add, Mr. Chiron, a person when he leaves this world, they say the person is brain dead but alive. Only when your heart stops beating, then you are no more. So I think the heart plays a very important role compared to all other organs in the body.
Yeah, that's a very beautiful way to put it. I think the heart is definitely the leading, master in the body. I think I see that the heart is the programmer and the brain runs the program, right? So, but the problem today is that we think the brain and our thoughts is the programmer, and then it leads the other things, right? It's just the master center that is sharing information is the brain. But the thing is that, the brain and the heart shouldn't be separated as two different things. We should see it as a heart brain, or call our body as mind body, because mind is the body is the mind. And it's the same thing as subconscious and conscious mind. They are actually the same mind. And to separate them and to think, oh, which one's my heart and which one's my brain, it's again the separation and disconnection, because we want a linear way of thinking. This is what science have done to us. I mean, I'm brought up in a very scientific, rigorous way of learning. So we like to chop things down into processes where the language of the heart is more abstract, artistic, creative, intuitive. And when we can bring the union between the heart and the brain, it's synergized in a coherent state, come into a place of alignment, what happens tends to happen is we tap into this super conscious state of being where we can plan and do all the numbers and all the logical things in an intuitive way. Right? We all know Einstein said this, right? Imagination is more powerful than knowledge, right? We are caught up by knowledge. We got stuck there, and we don't seek what's beyond knowledge. And the only way to go beyond knowledge is definitely through imagination. And it is imagination that allowed me to hear how to move through difficult moments, difficult situation, moments where I've thought there's no hope anymore, and it shows me something new. And it's as simple as like, what would happen if I just go to a bookstore and just like randomly pick a book and then flip to a random page and just look at that? It's usually the right message. And you actually listen to that message, it will actually get you somewhere and move through into new possibility, right? I think we just need to be curious about what could happen for us in a positive way rather than entertaining all the negativity bias about our future. All of us are afraid of the unknown, right? The uncertainty. It's because we are afraid of our past. It's not because we are afraid of the future. We have projected our past about the future, then we're afraid of the future and we don't give ourselves a chance to try. So this is what I often say to people, right? What happened in the past is something that is impossible. That is, wait, let me phrase this right.
Mhm.
What, okay, this is the quote that I have. What is impossible from the eyes of yesterday is possible from the eyes of tomorrow. And the present moment is the doorway to infinite possibilities, right? So meaning that, because we think what something is impossible based on the past, right? But it's truly possible from the base on the future. So we just need to give ourselves a chance to let me explore this, right? And I think that that leap of faith will actually get us to the life that we seek.
We are proud of you, Mr. Chiron. And I'm sure you have a beautiful future ahead because you're so authentic with what you're sharing. You see, for the first time, I'm hearing many of the things that you're sharing for the first time in my life. I'm not sure about the others. For me, most of the things that you've shared, for the first time, I'm listening to them. That's really nice. And you have a wonderful future because you're going to transform several lives the way you speak. And I hope people make use of this connection with you. They should connect with people like you and try to transform their lives and not to play the victim card, but to become healers and to become the best version of themselves. That's really nice. Now, when they join for your programs, are the men coming forward or women coming forward? Like how the gender with regard to gender, what is it?
So let me be honest here. The first couple years when I started this, it's that 80% to 90% is women, right? And I think women are definitely more intuitive and they know that something is not quite right with them and they're more open to seek out for help. And, by all means, even when I was a student of, going to classes and spiritual workshops and retreats and learning from people, 80 to 90% is women and they're all 20, 30 years older than me. But something happened during the pandemic. I think post-pandemic, more and more men are coming to me, and more men are connected to a point where they seek for help. In fact, I feel like men need more help than women right now because they're so behind and they're so stuck because they don't they're so foreign to the land of emotion. If anything that, I'll say, if you're a man listening to this and you're so stuck, learn to process your emotion, learn to befriend your emotion, develop some sense of emotional intelligence. Not only that your wife or your girlfriend will love you better, but the way that you go out into the world professionally to earn money, to regulate stress, will give you the extra mile, the extra performance to perform better as a human being. And of course, in the technical skills that you have, you're gonna do way better. And this is why less men come to do this kind of work is because they think that when they do this thing they are unable to perform the best way that they can, and we're so conditioned to be providers of life, providers of their family, and it's always about sacrificing the self for others, for family, for wife, for girlfriend and whatnot, that they don't understand that they are the centerpiece of everybody's life, and if they crash and burn, everybody around him is going to crash and burn. So everybody, if you're a leader, you need to take care of yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to understand yourself inside out. Then only you have the power and the ability to help others. Because if you don't fulfill your cup inside of you, right, then what can you give? Empty cups. And so, yeah, I really encourage, beyond gender, we should really step into love ourselves first so that we can share that love with the people around us.
Excellent. Well shared. Well answered. The truth which you shared, men need more help than women, right? They're not able to express themselves. They're not wanting to come forward and take help. But I'm sure now, after listening to you, many of the men should come out and will come out and take part in various activities that is really good for their emotional well-being, mental health, etc., and to heal from within. They always shy off from coming for such programs, but they should come in because they are the ones who really require help. The head of the family, it could be your brother, it could be the male member in your family. As you mentioned, if he crashes or he burns out, the entire family is disturbed. So I think this is a good message for all the men out there. And of course, women, you are already into it. You are strong. Of course, there's no gender bias. We love everyone to be happy and share and contribute to the world in the right way. What is on your bucket list now?
My bucket list. Wow. I would like to travel around the world and just teach
Mhm.
and see many different cultures and food and experience different community. And like I've mentioned just now briefly, that one of my mission is to help 108,000 leaders to heal and lead from the heart so that we can create this global experience of spontaneous healing or trophic cascading, empowering life transformation from so many different levels. I think all of us need to come together, all healers, all leaders need to come together and co-create, collaborate to create this healing that the earth desperately needs right now. And being a very intuitive, sensitive person that I am, I could feel, the cry of Mother Nature, right? So bucket list to me, it's not the most important thing. And right now, I am this person in a mission. But there's no better way to experience life because I get to be in service and dedicate my entire, life force that is given by God or the universe for me to channel out my gifts. So my bucket list, if you ask me again, I would really see the love, I'll just would love to see the world, finally understand the most powerful technology that they have is their heart. And when they can courageously lead with love, and be part of this experience of community, building this together, that will just, make my life, mission complete. And I'll be like, yes, this is why I'm here.
Wow, that's brilliant. And we'd love everyone to join you on this beautiful mission. Like we could have all the healers joining together and trying to heal as many people as they could when they come in contact with them, or maybe when you cross paths. That's really nice. What has friends, I mean, let me put it right. How have friends played a role in your life? Have they been supportive? Do you have friends only in Malaysia or across the world?
Well, I have friends across the world, number
Wow,
one.
I love that.
Yeah, but because of that, there are many, I'll say that, there's many beginnings and endings with friends. And because I was in a journey that I wasn't able to stay long in a place, and hence I can't develop the relationship in a deeper way, right? I guess you could say that's my only regret when it comes to friendship because I cannot stay around to just wait because my life is calling me. It's constantly calling me. In fact, I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine who we have not met for more than a year, right? And it kind of like saddens me sometimes because we had a good connection back then and the relationship could develop, but life has already moved me to something else, right? So I have many friends all over the world, and really do dearly miss them for all the times that we shared together. But I also say that, there were times that I was not an easy person to be around because of, the conditions that I have. I kind of had special needs, right? So, but they were supportive in that way. And there are also people who didn't understand and, was not as supportive as they could be. That being said, it's not putting blame on them again. It's really it's just how people understand at that time with the level of consciousness that they have. So friendship to me is like a come and go thing, but I'm sure for those of my friends who we have shared a time together, when we come together and meet again, there will always be that love and connection that's there. I do see that my entire world shouldn't be made out of strangers. Whether it's a new friend, old friend, we know that there is a common humanity between all of us, and that we should really see that part. I do have this concept called best friend for good reason, because it's not about, you know, holding on to some form of relationship with attachment, but rather to celebrate each and everyone all around us. If you're with me in this mission, and this is why we get to hang out longer, but otherwise, we are just one part of this humanity, right? I am because we are.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yes.
Yes, wow, that's really nice. That's really nice. I have no best friends. I somehow it resonates with me. Even I don't believe in the concept of best friend. I mean, all are my friends, and there are beginnings and there are endings as well. So I believe in that as well with what you've shared. That's really nice. Thank you. Some have been supportive, some have not been supportive. So that's really nice. And bonding with new people, connecting with new people, and for you, friendship is like universal. Like all are my friends. I derive energy from each one of you, the positive energy, and share the same positive energy. That's really great. What is the message from Mr. Chiron to the world? What kind of a message you'd love to share today?
So I recently have been sharing this message again and again and again, and this is what I am trying to share and teach and push eventually. Actually, right, is this concept of authenticity, and people kind of like, either wash it down or over, putting it in a pedestal, right? Authenticity, and authenticity is not just being yourself, right? Authenticity is being yourself in front of people around you, that they have a genuine care for everybody around you. But I understand if there's societal pressures and friendships and things that doesn't allow you to be who you are. Yeah, there are those moments, but it's not on them, it's on you. So this is what I often share to my students, my clients, everybody who come my way, is that if you choose yourself, capital S self, you serve everybody. When you choose others, you serve no one. That's my message.
Wow. Hats off to you for this. That's a beautiful message. That's really nice.
Yeah.
And you focused on the capital S. That's really nice. If you begin to focus on yourself, you'll be able to serve better. When you focus on others, I don't think you can contribute much. That's really very nice. You put that so well. I think only the person who is giving his full attention, from his heart and mind could understand what you have just shared. That's really excellent. Now, I'm in awe. From where and how did you get this much of wisdom and this type of imagination and all of that? From where did you get this? And yes, over to you.
My heart and nature. And I believe that everybody have this wisdom in them. And if it's just that we just need to care a little bit more, pay attention a little bit more, make space a little bit more, to simplify our life, to observe and to care. When we open our heart to the world opens itself back to you with wisdom, knowledge, opportunities, abundance, everything that you wish comes back to you. But we need to open that vulnerable heart of ours in a very smart way, with integrity, with values and virtues that we hold dear, so that we just don't get bullied by the world, right? We need to protect ourselves. I'm not being naive here. So the heart is something that people don't understand very much, but when we can activate it, the wisdom just pours through, it flows through. I didn't prepare anything for this interview. I didn't prepare anything for a speech, because I trust my heart that everything that is in there built up from experiences, and of course, lots of hours and hours of reading and training and writing that really helped me to articulate this in a better way, a more coherent way.
Yes, Mr. Chiron, I agree with you on that. So friends, the day you begin to choose yourself, the day your heart begins to love you the way you are, to accept you the way you are, that is the day nobody can defeat you. Nobody can defeat you. That's what I'd love to share. The day you choose yourself, the day you prioritize yourself and protect yourself from the things that could harm you, that is that no one can defend you. I mean, no one can defeat you in any way. No one will be able to defeat you. So you are at that pedestal where nobody or nobody's comment or nobody's trolling, you could say, or nothing can affect you. You're already in that beautiful space. And you've taught us, like, let go of the negatives and only focus on the positives and build a
Yeah,
beautiful you. That's really great.
because
Do you
of the
love to sing, Mr. Chiron?
do I love to sing?
I would love to hear you sing, please.
Oh, I'm not a singer. I'm not
A
at all
little
a singer,
song,
but
a
I
little
am a
song.
dancer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
like to sing a small song, maybe one line? Would you like
Oh
to dedicate
man,
it for all of us?
I can't do singing. Seriously, I can't do singing. It'll be off pitch.
I can give you an option. Would you like to share your favorite quotation?
A favorite quote?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. It's actually by Gandhi,
Okay.
right? It's be the change you want to see in the world.
Wow,
Yeah.
beautiful. And that just came out quickly.
It
Be the
just came
change
out.
that
It
you'd
just
love to
right
see.
away, it just came out. So I trust it.
Great, great. That's really nice. So be the change that you'd love to see in the world. Is there anything else you'd love to share before we sum up the session that I didn't touch upon, or you'd love to share that and I didn't focus on that area?
Wow, I feel like we've covered so much in the session, and I think you hold such a beautiful space for me, and I want to thank you for inviting me to have this conversation, because we need more of this kind of conversation, not just between you and me. I hope that this sparks more things that people can take home to discuss with their partner, friends, communities, even their colleagues, to see how they can make things better. I think that even that very innocent and curious desire of wanting to make things better, and you start something or a conversation or even a book club, very simple and easy, could really spark a change in such profound ways. So I'm really, really grateful for this time and space. And I would love to continue to connect with anybody who come my way in such a way, and continue to spread this message. I think this is not something that it's just me, right? I think it's really all of us are yearning for that loving community that we can be in, so that we can have this sense of belonging, being on earth and making a safe space for everybody.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that beautiful sharing. Thank you very much. To those people who are suffering physically, like in one way or the other, like they are in they are in severe pain, physical pain. So you as a healer, you as a person who, focuses on healing. So have you ever got a chance, or have you been invited to give a session for these?
To medical facilities, actually, no. But I did, give a little share on a very holistic clinic, that does a lot of this alternative therapy. But in terms of the mainstream facilities and medical facilities, that's a no
It's really
for now.
nice.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best in all your endeavors and look forward to many more interactions with you, Mr. Chiron.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for being polite, humble, down to earth. And we would love many of the people to join you for your sessions and to heal themselves and to become healers for others as well, to spread the message of healing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay blessed, sir.
Yeah.
My dear friends, with this, we'd like to come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. If you like what was being shared today on this platform by Mr. Chiron, do share this video with the right kind of people. Spread the message of healing from within. Focus on the beauty of your heart and become a change in the world. With this, we'd like to sign off now from the International Fab Talks. If you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, connecting with the right kind of guests and celebrities, requesting them to share their time with us, do like, subscribe, and comment on the International Fab Talks. Above all, learn how to heal yourself. Connect with the right kind of mentors. Stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you so much, Mr. Kyle.